Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to another edition of the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel episode. This is going to be, I'm going to talk about some jazz records that I recently purchased. Before I do that, I just want to give everybody an update on our documentary. It went very well last Tuesday. Packed crowd at True Story Brewing here in Birmingham, Alabama. Great screening. We had a great turnout. And the film got a lot of good reviews. If you go to our website, which is linked below, you'll see a write-up on AL.com on there. And we're going to have another screening, hopefully pretty soon, at the Carver Theater at the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame. More information coming on that. Right now, we have Blu-rays for sale, lobby cards, T-shirts that are for sale on site on Tuesday nights where we have the Jazz Jam here in Birmingham. Hopefully, more to come on that. We want to do some online sales with an online store, so hopefully that'll be coming in the near future. Now, to the fun stuff, new records, jazz records. Just picked up this Jack Wilson Quartet, double record, unreleased, live recording from a radio broadcast. Sounds pretty good, considering the source. Jack Wilson was a piano player, probably unknown to most people, but did play with the Jared Wilson Big Band for a while and then had several of his own releases. This one with the great Roy Ayers on vibraphone. I'm not a huge vibraphone fan on a lot of things. Sometimes they sound quite dated. This is pretty cool though. A lot of good music here on two records. Blue vinyl. It did come with regular paper sleeves, so I had to put them in these poly sleeves because I don't like leaving them in the paper sleeves. Pretty nice pressings. They're flat, they're quiet, no noise. And it comes with the 4-page fold out or 2-page, depending on how you're counting, if you're counting all 4 sides. But you got pictures, and you got to write up with a couple of brief interviews and on people that played with him, including Roy Ayers. And pretty nice set. I'm pretty happy with it. So got it on Amazon, and of course the pack there, that's their throw it in the box packaging. Unfortunately, there are no more left on Amazon, so I'm not going to bother trying to return it. I'm just going to be stuck with the bent corner. So that way I can always remember Amazon with their great packaging. Kraft Records box set, Ornette Coleman. For those of you new to jazz, Ornette Coleman is probably going to be, a lot of his stuff is kind of out there, kind of more avant-garde. However, this 2-album set with Tomorrow Is the Question and Something Else, these 2 records are his most accessible. You've got great players on here, including Ornette Coleman, Don Cherry on trumpet. You got Walter Norris on piano, Don Payne on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums on this one. This one, Shelly Mann's on drums. Great Shelly Mann. You got Red Mitchell or Percy Heath on bass, Don Cherry on trumpet, and of course, Ornette Coleman on alto sax. Nice tip-on jackets from Kraft Records. These are really nice. They come in the nice poly sleeves with the contemporary label. They're still on sale on Amazon. It's well worth getting if you want to get some accessible Ornette Coleman, more accessible than you would get on his later albums. You have a nice little booklet here that comes with the set. And again, I think Amazon has them on sale. They did package the box set okay, and it arrived in one piece. The next one that I picked up was another Ornette Coleman, which is a pretty accessible record. I think this is his 4th record, Change of the Century, on Music on Vinyl pressing. This is a really nice sounding record. It's pretty accessible listen. A lot of great playing on this. You have Ornette Coleman, Don Cherry again on trumpet, Charlie Hayden on bass, and the great Billy Higgins on drums. And a good listen in this. Ornette requires a little bit of more attentive listening, and you'll get a lot out of listening to his records. You'll hear some great improvisation and pretty unique jazz. Now, this guy I ran across, Mark Murphy, great vocalist, not strictly jazz, but this record here is more of I would say like a late night jazz record. Great vocalist, and again, another unknown singer in jazz. Wasn't very popular, And it's probably because he kind of did things his own way and never really had that big over-the-top record. This is probably one of his most successful records, and the vocals here will pretty much blow you away, especially on the very first track, Jump for Joy. He starts off a cappella and they just swing into the song, and this whole record is really fun to listen to if you like jazz vocals. Mark Murphy, Midnight Mood. I picked this up on eBay, I believe. Yeah, good record. This I also picked up here called Jack McDuff Live at Parnell's. This is a smoking record. These guys here swing hard. Jack McDuff, of course, one of the great jazz organ players, but you've got great guitar playing on here by Henry Johnson, Danny Olinsky on sax, Garrett King on drums. This smokes. Sound quality, some people might not like it because it does come from a source that they had to salvage. And so you've got a couple of issues on the record where they had to take it into digital software in order to clean it up. But the performance, in my opinion, is well worth the effort of them doing what they did. You've got 3 records. It did come in paper sleeves, which again kind of ticks me off when they just don't spend the extra few cents to give you poly sleeves. So I had to put them in poly sleeves. The records are quiet, they sound good, but again, you've got a couple of issues on the quality, including a blown speaker with the organ on one song. And so you can hear it a little bit in different places, but it's not something that destroys the performance. It's a nice gatefold here. Again, high quality. And I've listened to this thing like 4 or 5 times now. That's how much I've just enjoyed the songs on the record. And you got some standards like Take the A Train, A Night in Tunisia, Lover Man. This Untitled in D minor, this just smokes. So it's a lot of fun to listen to. So it's on the Soul Bank label. Again, kind of a more obscure release. They kind of went under the radar, but I think it's a lot of fun to listen to. I picked up one of the Japan releases that just came out. It's a reissue, Masao Nakajima Quartet. This is a really cool record. Originally, this was recorded in 1979. This is a reissue. Probably the songs on there you're not going to know, but you have piano, alto sax, soprano sax, bass, and drums. And so they're the personnel on the record. Let me show you. You got the Japan label there that comes on it. I kind of slid it over the front sleeve there. It's a fold out. You do have a write-up in here that explains the record. I would just recommend going online and listening to this to see if you like it. If you do like it, listening to it, grab it, pick it up, as it sounds great on record, on vinyl. Got a couple more for you. Deluxe edition, Bill Evans Some Other Time. 45 RPM cut. Sounds fantastic. Sound quality will blow you away. This, of course, was a release that came out on Record Store Day. The original release was a Record Store Day release. And it had more tracks than what's released on here. So you don't get all of what was released on the Record Store Day, but you do get the 45 RPM cut here. Recorded at MPS Studios. Yeah, if you're a Bill Evans fan, you're gonna dig it. Nice gate fold, and you get the poly lining sleeves. Of course, nice cut on the vinyl, very quiet, and it's gonna be something that if you're a Bill Evans fan, you're gonna really enjoy it. Of course, nobody played piano like he did. Couple more for you. Some vocalists here. This is kind of a cross between blues and jazz, but Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith. This to me is, I would consider it a desert island disc. just for the performances here that you're going to get in the songs that are recorded here by Laverne Baker. Now, I'm a big Bessie Smith fan, again, more of a blues artist, but what the deal is with Bessie Smith is her records, when they were made, you didn't have the technology that you had when Laverne cut this. So a lot of those old Bessie Smith records aren't the best quality. But when you go to this Laverne Baker singing Bessie Smith, you've got all the great hits like Give Me a Pigfoot, On Revival Day, Money Blues, Ain't Gonna Play No Second Fiddle, Backwater Blues, Empty Bed Blues, Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out, Young Woman's Blues, Preaching the Blues. This is a bad album, and she just really nails this, nails Bessie Smith on this, and it's just fantastic recording. Again, this is one of the ones I would definitely take on the desert island because this is the queen of the blues, and she does it very well. A couple more here. Lorez sings Prez. So if you don't know who Prez is, Lester Young. I found this record here at a record store. This first pressing here it's pretty beat up. It's an original pressing. Sounds okay, but you've got quite a bit of surface noise. This is Lorez Alexandria. It is a live recording at a club, jazz club, I think in Chicago, and it doesn't say where it was recorded, but it's a really cool sounding record. I ended up getting a reissue of it on Sing Records because this sounds a lot better, the sound quality. That's how much I liked it. So if you're into that scat vocals, really cool jazz, that hip vocals, very good phrasing, this is a lot of fun to listen to. If you sit down and put this record on, it sounds like you're sitting in the middle of the jazz club listening to great jazz vocalists. So, if you can't find the original, they're quite expensive to find these in good shape. You can find this Sing reissue for a lot less money. Finally, down to the last one, my only record store day purchase of the year, and that is Bill Evans' Treasures. I love Bill Evans. I actually have this wrong sleeve on there that's got the Blue Note. It's not a Blue Note release, it's an Elemental release. And my only gripe with this, it's a nice tri-fold out and good sound quality. You've got Bill Evans playing with a trio, with an orchestra and solo, and in Denmark. And they sound really good. It's a lot of fun to listen to if you're a Bill Evans fan. And my only gripe is that they didn't put a booklet in these. I even wrote Elemental Records and say, hey, where's the booklet? Oh, well, we didn't put them in all the certain places where it was released. We didn't put the booklet in. They said they were going to send me one. I have yet to see it. So I'm kind of disappointed with that because when you spend $60 on a release, you want the booklet with it. So I'll make that known to everybody. Don't skimp on the booklet. If you got to charge us the extra couple bucks to get the booklet in there, just charge us the extra $5 or whatever it costs to print the thing and give us the booklet. I don't want a digital copy. I buy records because I want the physical medium, which means I also want the booklet that comes with it. So these are the songs. You can see, I'll hold this up here for a minute so you can see what comes on it. There is a interview with Zev Feldman that talks about this record store day release and some of the others that they did. Again, they do a good job with these Bill Evans releases every year, Elemental Records and Resonance Records. And this is no exception. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of Bellisario Sonic. See ya.